pretty much everywhere you went, you had flood water to contend with. Going from one location to the other, you would go through some shallow areas to get to the deeper areas, but it was pretty much everywhere.
Very swift water across the roads and then your bridges, so you really couldn't see where you were going. You'd come to a bridge, you knew it was there. You didn't know the structure of the bridge, if it was sound. Some of them are wooden bridges, so it was areas you were unsure, but you had to get there to cross. The water was moving our vehicles and boats across the roadways. Because
the water had come down so fast and so rapidly, we had current everywhere, pretty much running over all the roads. You know, our vehicles were even being pushed sideways on the roads as we were going through them. When we'd pull up to people to whether getting them out of their houses or even out of trees and front yards and holding on to fences and cars, pulling up in a vessel, you know, that vessel was being pushed off to the side too, so you had to contend with that also. Most of the guys, they just started really working from their houses on the way out to get out because, you know, everybody made rescues within probably 5 minutes of their homes.
When I left my house, I went about 3 miles to the north, and I started a rescue right off the road, backed my boat in and got a family with small children that their house was about to be taken by water. And then we moved a little farther north and got into some areas of more population of people and larger rescues. So, and it went from, once we started, it was 4 or 5 days of just constant rescues. There was one in particular, I believe it was the second night, it was a Saturday. We had started at daylight working, and typically with search and rescues, water at night, it can be very dangerous. And it was an area where the water had got really high, and we weren't sure if we could get there by truck. And if you picture going down a road that you travel all the time, but put it at 10 o'clock at night, and about 4 foot of water, we pushed our trucks to the max getting in there. And then we got probably about 4 miles from his location by vehicle, and we launched in the middle of Plank Road. 3 other agents and myself launched. We got back in there and we found this individual in a trailer with water. He was an elderly man. We got him, we pulled up to a window, we were able to get him out. And as we were leaving that location, we saw a light flicker, somebody trying to notify us, and we ended up going to get that one guy. We ended up getting about 12 more people, and it was a large family. They had small children. They had one of the ladies was pregnant, and they had a couple people with some disabilities that they were going to be in a bind waiting it out throughout the night. So we were able to get everybody back, and by this time everything was kind of quieted down as far as where we bring people. So we were able to call the local police department, find them a shelter that night. We brought them to the shelter, and those people were just extremely relieved. They had just lost everything, but you know, your life is your most important thing that you can have, and they were just so thankful that somebody came and got them to safety. And I think that's probably the one that I remember the most out of all the rescues that we did.
Well, it takes a toll on everyone. You know, you go into these places and see people that have lost everything, and all you can do is pray that when you go home, you still have a home there. Because we did have agents that lost their homes and lost a lot of belongings, and you have that thought in the back of your mind that, you know, when you get there, there might not be anything there. So all you can do is hope and pray that that your home and family are okay. Main thing, your family, and just keep working and just feel sorry for the people, you know, that you're picking up, and do what you can to help them or at least comfort them for that short amount of time that you might have them in the vessel until they get out of your boat.
This kind of hit home because all of our friends, family, loved ones were in an area where this was taking place. So we were working close to home, and so it weighs in the back of your mind. But when you go out, you just have to focus on what you're doing and get things done.